Hello, y'all. Welcome to my channel. I am the goddess, and I have messages from spirit babies. I'm gonna tell y'all how deep this shit is, right? So I pulled some ancestral cards, and the first card that came out, was Ma'at, right? So this is the protector over um your spirit babies. And then 10 is the number at the top, right? So it's like where there are endings, there are new beginnings. And she is giving and receiving, right? That's what she represents. So my bad, y'all. She is giving and receiving. So this is a sacred, these children are sacred. And outside of this card, all the cards that I pull have children in them. So we have Mabokumu, which is soul forgiveness. We have Aset, which is surrender. We have Urzuli Dantor, which is etheric chords. And then we have Yamaya, which is awakening. Okay, so Ma'at, no, we're going to start with Yamaya. Yamaya, her temple is the high priestess, her element is water. Goddess Yamaya controls the ocean, the amniotic fluid that nurtures us before we know ourselves. So this is like the fluid in the stomach that the baby sits in, right? The healing, loving energy of this Yoruba mother, Orisha deity, never leaves you. Wake up, awaken now to your true self. Are those tears of joy or sorrow? Let them out. Yamaya swallows your tears. Embodiment, you are vibrating at a higher frequency, so you see everything differently. This is Goddess Rising. You are waking up, and once you have experienced awakening, you can never go back to not knowing. The path of awakening is not straight, comfortable, or easy. You have chosen to lift the veil and have a real relationship with the divine. You didn't come to transcend this world while you're living in it. You came here to dig into the soil, plant yourself, and grow. The ascension is your divine purpose. I am receiving and radiating love, right? So I'm like, oh shit. Then we have etheric cords. So she's pregnant in this picture. Two children in this picture. It's not funny, but it's kind of funny a little bit. So goddess of etheric cord is she represents Haiti. This is the lover, the temple of the lovers. The element is fire. Um Urzuli Dantor fought elbow to elbow with her people during the Haitian Revolution to protect mothers and children. She represents the healing of the dark mother. If it isn't wholehearted love, release it. Remember your worth. The energy cords bonding you and someone you no longer wish to be attached to are strong. You must be willing to let go. Close your eyes. See divine swords of God and Goddesses loving light separating you and dissolving the cords between you. You are both wholehearted. Just as you shower to cleanse physical grime, there is also grime in the form of energy cords, also called karmic ribbons, emotional cords, or etheric cords. Spiritual maintenance is required. I am worthy, compassionate, and whole. Now, I can't remember what live video that was, but I was teaching y'all how to cut cords with things that no longer serve you. So if you chose to pay attention to that, that's completely up to you. Next, we have I set surrender. So surrender come after etheric cord, cutting the cords. Let's see. 44. I'm sorry, y'all. And this is 2 times that the temples of Egypt came out. So Aset is the goddess of spiritual surrender. The temple is high priestess. The element is the bush. Goddess Aset is revered as a magical healer and sorcerer. Is she of 10,000 names? You may know her as Isis. Her Greek name or Aset was worshipped in ancient Nubia, the Sudan region, Egypt, and beyond. Let it all go. Say aloud now, I surrender. These words cast a spell. Breathe them in. Release control. Stop bonding around struggle. So somebody is trauma bonding. Hand the keys to the divine. Allow spirit to carry you and fill in the gaps. You don't have to figure it all out. God or goddess has your back. Have faith in where you are at this moment. Everything I need to know finds me at the perfect time. So you're going to start receiving downloads. That's confirmation. Then we have, mind you, she breastfeeding. And then we have soul forgiveness. So the trauma bonding that you're doing right now, it's okay to forgive yourself and heal. You don't have to, always feel guilt. It's okay to forgive your soul for the things that you've done in the past that you are not proud of, the things that you are ashamed of. You have to release those things. So, goddess of soul forgiveness, Bantu. Temple is the lovers, element bush. For the Bantu goddess, Makumbu was the first woman. Her father, Okongo, the cranky supreme god, put Makumbu and her loud children in a basket and dismissed them to earth. Damn. Who do you need to forgive? Let it go and reclaim yourself. Forgiveness is a gift of freedom for you, from you. You can't rush forgiveness. You have to feel it to heal it. Feel the pain, hurt, grief, rage, and despair. Take time with your heart. Forgiveness is a high vibration frequency than the pain you must allow yourself to feel. Unforgiveness colors your world with lack, mistrust, and resentment. You start to see everything through victim colored glasses, but forgiveness does not have to include reconciliation. Start with self forgiveness. Say out loud, I forgive myself with love. I forgive and free myself. I forgive and free others. So someone feels like, oh, if I fall in love, I'm betraying or hurting someone from my past, and that is absolutely incorrect. Or somebody could be trying to trauma bond with you and feel like you're betraying them if you be happy and fall in love with somebody else. So my art with giving and receiving, the temple is the conjurer's element air. Goddess Ma'at represents alignment, truth, and balance. Her name means order, as her father, Egyptian sun god Ra, rose out of the chaos and put her in change of divine justice. Reset your harmonic balance. You are out of alignment. The sacred scales command you to give and receive. If you receive without giving, you are selfish and out of alignment. If you give without receiving, you are stuck in martyrdom and out of alignment. Giving and receiving is spiritual law and spell work. Give time, money, services, resources, and good vibes. If you are a generous giver, cultivate a practice of receiving. Receiving is a sacred feminine principle that makes many uncomfortable. Receive compliments, joy, support, pleasure, friendship, money, and love. They are all the same to spirit. I give easily and freely. I receive freely and easily. So, somebody might have been crying. You might have been wondering, why are you so emotional? It's because it's time for change. So the Lovers card came out, which is everything that this has been talking about, the lovers and a connection, divine connection. And then the Three of Swords came out. So you whatever new person that you are in connection with, this is your person. It could be a past person, but I feel like it's a newer person, like a year or less, that you've been in connection with. And this is your person from a past life. So y'all found each other. We have Three of Swords. Three of Swords is about learning. And these cards are talking about learning to forgive, learning to love, learning to receive, right? Then we have Seven of Pentacles, which is commitment. So you're learning how to commit to love and actually experience, your scales being balanced. You might have always been in relationships where the scales was never balanced. Either you was receiving too much or you was giving too much. But that's why they ended, because it wasn't a connection that was spiritual or of God. You could have been in love and you might have experienced like separation anxiety. So you probably been neglected a lot. People probably left you a lot, or and you develop the behavior pattern to leave others before it get too serious. So you learn to trauma bond with people versus really experiencing being truly loved and reciprocating the same energy and people loving you back. You probably was the type to take care of people. You probably was always giving money to them. They probably was always giving money to you. You probably had relationships that was solely based off of sex. Like a lot is changing in this connection. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. That's like working towards doing the physical labor. So you're working towards a commitment. You're learning how to be loyal. You're learning how to love. Like that song, Music Soul Child. Teach me how to love, how I can get my emotions involved. Girl, I'm so lost. Teach me how to love. You're becoming vulnerable. And that's what's the frustrating part. You like, why am I behaving this way? Why am I acting this way. The thumbnail that I put was the movie Soul, when the children they are playing with the ancestors, like the ancestors are the babysitters of the spiritual babies in the movie Soul. And the babies they just bouncing around and floating around, having a good time and getting into stuff and all that. And the ancestors like, I'm gonna keep babysitting these children, but as soon as your mama and your daddy get y'all shit together, get their shit right, I'm sending y'all ass down the tube of life, and y'all finna go with y'all mom and dad. And I just thought it was so funny how our ancestors, it teaches us that, souls never die, energy never die. They just keep reincarnating until they fulfill their mission on this earth. So if you had a loved one who passed away, they might be reincarnating as your child. So if when this new child or children are, because I've seen a lot of twins. You got twins on this card, or two children. You got two little boys. No, that's a girl and a boy. You got a little girl and a little boy right here. You got a baby right here. You got a little girl and a little boy right here. A baby right here. It's like they're telling you, like, if you start to see a lot of pregnant people, or if you start to see movies with kids in it, or people who pregnant, if you see TV shows or just see a lot of baby energy around, that's your spirit babies connecting with you. If your lights start flickering, if you hear songs about, making babies, it's like they telling you, they like, what's up? Like, what's taking so long? Like, I'm ready. That was confirmation. So yeah, they ready to be born. They're just they're being your guardian angels right now until you allow them to come into this realm. You might even be dreaming about them, but they're always protecting you. When you feel vulnerable, when you feel, emotional, they're always around. And that's the message for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.